Our YouTube family, what's the tune? What's the dilly? I said deal. What's the dealio? What's the word? What's going on? It's your boy D Soon back with another video. So look, make sure well, first and foremost, I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves with yours, your loved ones. Fortunately for me, it's just another day to the grind. So yeah, it's pretty much with that. But again, as mentioned before, hope y'all enjoyed yourselves with the family or whatnot. So y'all see the title. This possibly gonna be one for the book. So take a seat, get some water, whatever you indulge in, and we're gonna get right to the story. But before I begin that story, again, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, post your notifications, keep your notifications on at all times when I do drop content for y'all. I did say I'm gonna be more consistent now since I'm at the new spot, and we're gonna get shit popping, all right? So without further ado, let me get right to the story. And quench my thirst. I actually just came back from Wendy's where I got me something small. So boom, right? So for y'all that don't know, I do happen to have a business. Outside of the brand, I happen to have like a moving business. So shout out to the moving business. So me and my mans, right? Shout out to bro. I ain't gonna name drop, but shout out to my bro. We happen to help people move throughout the city. Anybody that's in the moving industry already knows it could be very demanding, but at the same time, it could be extremely lucrative depending on the market that you're in. So I seen that here being in Houston, it's definitely lucrative. You got people coming in and out of the city, moving in, moving out, especially around this time of the year, I would say, because, I guess leases is up and you know how that goes. So I think it's also it's an opportunity to get a bag. But anyway, so most of the clientele does happen to be women. So shout out to all my ladies, all my beautiful ladies of all races. Shout out to y'all. Y'all help the business move. So we happen to have this one client, right? I'm not gonna say no names because I think name dropping is just not needed. But oh, and as mentioned, I didn't mention it in the video, but all my story times, anything that I experienced through life, when I do share with y'all, there's always a message, a hidden message that you guys could pick up and learn from, and hopefully you could avoid and gain a perspective on the message that's being said within the story. All right. So we had this one customer. This customer happens to be from back home. So that right there, I always got a special place in my heart from people when I come across people from the tri-state, specifically my Jersey people, my New York City people, me being from there. So that was automatic for me. So I thought that was pretty dope. So old girl, she reached out to me. She needed to move at a certain time frame. She had certain things that she needed to move. And anyway, she needed to get out of her current apartment to move into a new apartment. So normally what me and my mans do, we'll get the information of what they need done, request what's the pickup and the drop off, get a time of what they want to start, what day, are they providing a truck, get all the credentials, get all the information that we need so we'll be able to know what we're working with, and then we'll provide them a quote, right? So she did that and everything went smooth. Now, mind you, we normally require a deposit. Well, the reason why is because you're gonna come across people. This goes for any business that you're in, whether it's hair, tattooing, painting, clothes, whatever business you're in, especially if you're independent at that too. Because customer service should be first and foremost. Because without having a solid customer service base within your business, is not gonna really flourish. So, anywho, we asked her for a deposit. Now the deposit that we did ask was a bit high, so it kind of scared her off. But we ended up negotiating with her with the deposit, so she was able to provide that. So that was cool. So that was already set and settled with the deposit. So I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna speed it up. So we scheduled a day. We ended up linking with her. I think she might have reached out maybe, let's say midweek, a Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We would go back and forth, conversing, getting an idea of what she needed done, what to provide. And we ended up settling for the day. So we ended up helping her move on a Sunday, either Saturday or Sunday, right? So we were good, right? So we get to her apartment and hold on one second, my fault, y'all, my fault. So fast forward, now before even all that, now this girl, you know, she was cool. She was cool in the looking department. She was straight. So anywho, we get to the apartment. We ended up. I happened to get there before, bro. Right. So I ended up introducing myself in person, let her know who I am, this, that, and the third. So we already acquainted, all that good stuff. Bro came through. He introduced himself to her. We straight, we settled, we get right through it, right? So now we get into work. We get her stuff, loading into the truck, you know, all that good stuff, making sure she's straight, cool, right? Fast forward, so once we finish, I say probably unloading her old apartment to a new spot, probably to like maybe an hour. Probably an hour max, maybe 45 to an hour max, not too much. And she ended up having a dog too, so she took a dog with her. Everything, mind you, as I'm telling y'all this, everything was smooth sailing. There's no problems, everything is smooth, right? Smooth as it could be. So, as I mentioned before, you know, I'm a conversationalist, so I always want to make people feel comfortable through the whole process, everything like that, right? So we end up finishing, loading up a truck. She provides us the address to the new apartment where she's going to. Now, her reason, from what she told us, why she's leaving from the old apartment to the new apartment was the fact that she's not allowed to have dogs. Now, me personally, I don't really give a shit because all I care about is just making sure the service is provided and we get the bread. I don't really care about anything else. Everything else is just an addition to unnecessary information that we don't really care for. But it's good for entertainment. So that's what she's telling us. Now, do I believe it? No, because you're gonna come across people, which is none of my business, as I mentioned, because I don't care. But knowing the type of cloth that I assume where she comes from, I'm not gonna specify exactly where. If y'all interested in wanting to know, you can comment down. But it's not even that important. But it's just the fact that you know, like, there's more to the story on why you're leaving. So now, mind you, she ended up leaving from this spot to a new spot. I'm not gonna reveal how much her old apartment was rent-wise compared to her new joint, but her new joint, let's just say it's probably her old joint to a new joint is about, maybe, I'm giving an estimate. I don't want to put the exact numbers, but it's probably an extra $400 to $600 more than what she was paying at her current apartment, her old to a new one. So just do the math. Just bear with me, right? So we get to her new apartment. We load up, as I mentioned, driving to a new spot. The new spot that she stay at, I'm very familiar with that neighborhood. I frequent there from time to time, and it's a lot of stuff to do on that strip. She's like, it's a lot of stuff to do on that strip. So we ended up getting there. We ended up unloading stuff. This probably took like maybe another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I could be capping, probably like an hour and a half. So you add everything up, it's probably like a 3-hour job. But it was really, it ended up probably being 4 hours, but it was supposed to be a 3-hour job, right? Now her new spot is clearly bigger. She got like certain you know, space that she might not have had at her old spot. So Anywho, I'm gonna get right to it. My fault. I'll be dragging it. So, it gets towards the end of us finishing unloading her stuff to the new spot, right? So, my partner, he's telling me, he's like, yo, bro, we ended up spending more time than we had to, so we're gonna have to charge an extra, like an extra 50 or whatnot. So, you know, he's not really the talkative type, meaning like he's not the person that's gonna negotiate or, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I come into play. I talk, I negotiate, you know, all that extra stuff, right? So I didn't have a problem doing that. So I tell her what it is. I'm like, look, we ended up staying extra than the anticipated time we were looking to be done. So it's gonna be an additional on top of what you have to pay. So she said, no problem, right? So boom, we finished everything. We're getting ready to bounce. So Shorty's satisfied, she's happy. She's giving me some gems on what she does outside of what she do. And so the girl, she happens to what she say? She she needed to get a TV mounted. So I'm not specialized in that. But my partner, my man's, he knows how to do that. So he was telling her, like, look, I'll come tomorrow to do it. So he'll come the following day. I won't be available, but he will. So they made an agreement off of that. They exchanged information, contact information, boom, right? So me and bro, we getting back. Did we drop the U-Haul? Did we? Did we leave the U-Haul? No, we left the U-Haul at her spot. I drove with bro, and then we dipped off, right? So later that day, I can't even say day, because we finished like maybe around 5, going on 6. So later that evening, she ends up texting me, right? So she's like, oh, did y'all happen to see anything such and such? Because I think I'm missing some stuff. So she's questioning me about certain items that she doesn't see within the crib. So my first instinct is, before anything, I always double check with the customer, like, look, we're loading this from A to B, and then from B to A to your new spot. Are you cool with that? So she agrees. So there's no reason for me to lie and tell her off rip that I didn't see anything that she was looking for, knowing the fact that we loaded everything and unloaded everything that she needed, right? So off rip, she's already kind of already throwing it out there without saying it, that she thinks that me and bro is stealing shit from a new spot. Now, first and foremost, she doesn't even have anything for us to steal, even if we was on that type of time. That's number one. Number two, there's cameras everywhere. So again, if niggas, excuse my language, if niggas was on that type of time and wanting to steal shit, you're gonna get caught on camera. This is 2025. This is not the 90s. This is not early 2000. Technology is extremely advanced. There's only so much you can get away with. If, as I mentioned, if with a capital I, if you was on that type of time, looked into wanting to take some things. So off rip, with her insinuating and throwing that out there, she's already letting it be known that she is accusing us of stealing some of her stuff when she knew damn well we ain't take none of her shit, right? Now, funny thing, she happened to have something that she was willing to give away from us, and it has something to do with playing with for all my ladies out there, she gave away something that has to do with playing with your, you know what, on some freaky vibes. That I happened to take and try to resell it to make some bread. So anyway, so she's texting me and my bro back and forth. So my bro, he hits me up and he's like, yo, bro, I'm not Jack. And you know, he's from the city. He's from H-Town. So he's not jacking what old girl is saying and then accusing of. She's basically being indirect with what she's saying, but he's not fucking with that. He's an older guy, he's older than me. Not that it makes much of a difference, but he's he comes from a different culture in regards to how everything is somewhat kind of operates, right? So I'm telling him like, yo, like, if she keeps throwing that out there, don't even respond, you did nothing wrong, there's nothing to deal with. Now, he's a good dude, he's a good heart dude. I'm not saying that because that's my man's, but he really wanted to come back the second day to help mount her TV. But after she kept throwing that out there about insinuating us stealing shit, he was like, yo, I'm cool off of that. And mind you, I had mentioned before I wasn't able to go, so he was gonna have his woman, his wife, come with him while he went to go to Shorty's crib to help mount the TV. But luckily he did it because we felt that she was gonna try to line him. Because this all, bear with me, this is all gonna come back in full circle, right? So she had mentioned before we left that this was her last couple dollars with her paying the additional $50 on top of what she paid us for the quote until her following week. So granted, whose fault is that? That has nothing to do with us. We provided service. Damn, that just scared the shit out of me, my fault. We provided service, we made sure that everything was provided for you, that what you wanted, what you needed. So in the back of my mind, she wants us to feel guilty that she has no bread, and she wants us to, I guess, either refund her back or provide service for free for her. That's not how it works over here, baby. That's not how it works. Time is money and money is time. It don't work like that. Mind you, if you was to go to a major corporate or a very well-established, commercialized moving company, they're gonna charge you probably triple or double what we charged you. So you got a clean deal out of that. So that's first number one. Number two, we're all grown here. We all got bills. We all got real life shit we dealing with that we gotta figure out ways to navigate. That's on your time, sweetheart. It ain't got nothing to do with us. So whose fault is that? And then three. Now, my whole thing is, again, you know, I prioritize myself on, you know, information, asking questions, being attentive. So why in the hell would you move from this spot to this spot where you barely can't even afford? And on top of that, she's telling my mans while we were still at the crib, I'm going back to when, before we left the crib, she's telling him that she just started bartending. So she clearly doesn't really have a job. So me and him are thinking about like, so how are you able to afford an additional $400 to $600 rent and you ain't got no job? You just started working at bartending. So only one thing that came in mind as a real nigga thinking off rip what she's doing to pay shit off. Well, two things actually. One of them I'll say on camera, and the second one you guys could just take a guess. So you either got a SD, which is a sugar daddy that's helping you with your situation, or you're doing the other thing, which is popping right now in these streets. Y'all could take a guess in the comments what I'm thinking of that could possibly be what's up in the pay of bills. Because it just mathematically just doesn't add up. Nothing adds up with what she's saying with what she's presenting. You get what I mean? So she kept texting us back and forth. I stopped responding because at this point it just kind of got annoying, and it's kind of putting me in a situation where you're accusing us of something that we didn't do, which is a reflection of your choices, your bad choices of whatever you got going on financially, which ain't got nothing to do with us. But you're pretty much, she's trying to play mind games and be manipulative, and that's where whatchamacallit, I was telling my bro this, because he was kind of pissed off about it. He was kind of upset because he don't like people throwing that jacket on him, because you get to a certain age when people accuse you of something, especially that's not you, it's just kind of corny. And I just was telling him like, yo, just throw it under the rug. It is what it is. So that's pretty much it with that situation. Shorty pretty much try to run one up on us, use that manipulative tactic. And before I even end it, so the reason why I was telling him it was smart that he didn't go back, even though he wasn't going to, but if he did, because then she could try to put him in an awkward position where, you know, God forbid, he could do some, I don't want to say jail time, but, you know, women could be very, there's women out here, y'all know, that could be extremely shiesty and lining a nigga up to, you know, put him in a position where it's going to be difficult for him to get out of. So basically, it was smart for him not to even entertain that and even look to go back to help, even though he wanted to. So, but that's pretty much it. That's the story time with that situation with a crazy blah. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope y'all learned a lesson to this message. Basically, just cause people got their own shit going on and they want you to feel how you feel, doesn't give you the right to try to, it doesn't give you the right to what's the word I'm looking for? It basically doesn't give you the right for you to make people feel how you feel in order for you to be vindictive, if that makes any sense. Y'all get what I'm saying. So anywho, that's pretty much the story time. I know I kind of dragged it with this. I didn't expect it to be that long. I did talk a lot on that, but hopefully this does well. But anywho, hope y'all enjoyed this. Happy holidays. I will have more heat for y'all, as I mentioned before. And y'all stay safe. Again, feel free to comment. I would love to engage with y'all. And let's get this shit moving, all right? Y'all be safe. Have a blessed night. I'm going to catch you on the next video.